symbols. Greater than, less than, equal to. Today we're going to be using multiplication to compare our numbers, and this is brand new for you guys. And I have 4 friends who are really, really good at this. One's name is Pam. The second one's name is Pam. The third one's name is Pam. And the fourth one's name is
Sam.
Nope, still Pam. I have 4 friends named Pam. I call them the Pams, and they're really, really good at this. Okay, so we're going to try to be just like the Pams. Okay, and to follow and be in the footsteps of the Pams, we're going to follow the Pam method. Okay, if at any point today you need help with the Pam method, you can look at our anchor chart. The anchor chart tells us all about the Pams. Okay, Kevin thinks this is hilarious. I am super happy with that. Okay. Today we're talking about what is the relationship between 2 numbers. Today, in this problem, we're talking about the relationship between 80 and 800. Now, before you might say 800 is greater than 80, or 80 is less than 800. But today we're going to compare them using multiplication. I'm going to show you how I do this for a bunch of problems, and then we're going to practice for a lot of problems, which is why I had to bring your whiteboard to the carpet. Just like before, if I have the number 80, that's 8 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And no 1. Does this look familiar?
Yes.
Great. If I have the number 800, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, which means no 10s and no 1s. I hear some people talking while I'm talking. No. 0. Got it?
Got it.
It's me and the Pams. I know that my hundreds is 10 times as big as my tens, right? Because I need 10 hundreds or 10 tens to make 100, right? I'm going to draw an arrow to show that I'm moving from 8 tens to 800s. That's the first 2 steps of the Pam method. I plotted my numbers in the place value chart, and I drew an arrow from my smaller place value, the 80, to a larger place value, the 800. When I move from tens to hundreds, I'm multiplying by 10. So I'm going to put my multiplying by 10. That's the 3rd step in our Pam method. Okay? The 3rd step says each arrow is a power of 10. How many arrows do I have in this problem? Show me on your fingers. How many arrows do I have in this problem? Not numbers, Janaya. How many arrows do I have? Just 1. So I only have 1 power of 10. My last sentence, or my 3rd sentence, says multiply the tens to find the total power. Damani, you're not going to know how to do this. Do I have multiple tens to multiply, or just 1?
1.
Just 1. So I don't have to multiply. I only have 1. My last sentence is my last step is my sentence. Kevin, write your comparison sentence. Since I'm only going 110 times, I'm going to write 800 is 10 times more than 80. Before you used to say 800 is greater than 80. Now you're telling exactly how much greater. 8 times more, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, 10 times. You could also say 80 is 10 times, bless you, less than 800. The important word here is times. Because if I said 800 is 10 less, that's not really right. That's saying 790, right? If I'm saying 10 less or 10 more, I'm just talking about single numbers, right? But we're not talking about single numbers. We're talking about moving an entire place value, and that's multiplying by 10. Everyone with me so far? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me so far. Great. I'm going to do a bunch more of these so you'll get to see them. What is the relationship between 9,090. Pause. What's my first step? Raise a sound clap. What's my first step, Keziah?
The first step is write a chart. And
Read my first step.
the first step is plot your numbers in a place value chart.
Beautiful. Place value chart. That's where our P in PAMS comes from. Place value chart. So I'm going to plot my numbers. 9,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything else is zeros. My second number is 90. That's in the tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I did my first step just like Keziah told me. What's my second step? Dallas.
Step 2 is draw arrows from the smaller underlined
Place value.
place value column to the bigger underlined place value column.
So my smaller underlying place value is 90, and my bigger one is 9,000. So I'm going to draw an arrow from the 90 over 1. Am I at the 9,000 yet?
No.
I gotta go get it. Am I at the 9,000 yet?
Yes.
Great. Who can read my third step? I did my place value chart. I did my arrows. Michaela?
Each arrow is a power of 10.
Pause. Each arrow is a power of 10. Great. Keep going, Michaela.
Multiply the 10 to find the total value.
Everybody on the count of 3. 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3.
100.
Everybody.
200.
Everybody. We're doing 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3.
100.
100. Last step. Who can read my last step? This is the S in PAMS. The S in PAMS, Jaden.
Write your comparison sentence.
Write your comparison sentence. 9,000 is blank times more than 90. How many times more is 9,000 than 90? 9,000.
9,000 is 10 times more than 90.
Nope, it's not 100, not 10 times, it's 10 times 10. So it's 100 times. Remember how we had to multiply our powers of 10? Do you see that, Mackenzie? Beautiful. I can also say that 90 is 100 times
Less than 9,000.
less than what, Mackenzie? Less than what? 9,000. Good fix, not 900. Okay? Both are true. Both of them are 100 times, that important word, but one is more than the other, and one is less than the other. If you feel pretty good about this and you get how you follow the steps, give me a 5. If you feel okay about it, show me a 3. If you don't feel good, show me a 1. Good, that helps me figure out who to call on for our next one. Okay, this one's going to be a multiple choice, not when we're on the carpet. What is the relationship between 40 and 400? What's my first step? First step. Good, tell me where I'm going to plot my numbers. Good. And of course, if it helps you to draw your dots, you can draw your dots. I'm not going to draw my dots, but you're more than welcome to draw your dots. Next one. That's my next step. Press.
Draw arrow from the smaller underlined place value column
Yep.
to the bigger underlined place value column.
What's my smaller place value? Press.
2,
10s. What's my bigger place value, Tiana? 400. So I'm going to draw an arrow from the 10s to the 100s, right? Good. What's my next step? What's my next step, Trinity? I have any 10s to multiply?
No.
No, I only have one 10, so I don't have to multiply, I can just circle it up. Okay? Last one, last step. Karima.
Last step is
Who's the one paying attention? What's our last step? Karima, you gotta put your marker down because it's not helping you pay attention. Morning. Good. So we're gonna write our comparison sentence. I'm gonna say 400 is then 40. 400 could be 10 more. It could be 10 times more. It could be 10 less. It could be 10 times less. When I call the letter that you think it is, I want you to clap. So if you think it's A, I'm going to say A 10 more, and then you'll clap. Got it? If you think it's B, wait till I say 10 times more, and then you'll clap. Got it? Okay. If you think 400 is 10 more than 40, A, 10 more. No one thinks that one. B, 10 times more. Okay, we got some votes for that. C, 10 less. Nope, no one voted for that. D, 10 times less. Great, so our options are B or D, and I think people are really remembering that they needed to have that word times because that was our key word, right? Now, it's between 10 times more or 10 times less. The easy way to figure that out is to look at which one is you're starting with. 400 is bigger than 40, right? So it has to be 4 times more. 40 is 10 times
less than 400.
Beautiful. Feeling good?
Yeah.
Show me on your fistful of 5s. 1, 3, or 5. How we feeling? Better? Better. Good. Better. Excellent. Okay. One more tricky one, just to see if I can catch you before we move on. This time, we're just going to look at a specific number. Okay? What is the relationship between the 4 in each of the numbers 24,568 and 13,472? I'm going to go through this quickly. Watch my steps. Keep an eye. My first step is to what, everybody?
Plot the number in the face value chart.
So I have 24,568. I'm going to underline my 4 just so I don't forget. I also have 13,472. I'm concerned about my 4s, which is why I underline them. My next step, draw an arrow from the smaller underlined place value column to the bigger underlined place value column. Smaller column to the bigger column. Each arrow is a power of 10. Multiply the 10s. I only have one 10, so it's by itself. Watch how I write this sentence because it's different than my other sentence. The 4, because that's what we're talking about, in 24,568 is 10 times more.
13,472.
You guys did not get tricked. Give yourself a shine.